Wave Music says, congratulations for 10,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, guys. If it's not because of you, I would not be able to reach 10,000 subscribers. And I'll continue to work hard to make sure I give you guys great keyboard reviews as well as advice on buying your correct keyboard. Next, Kam Rong Jie says that he has a PSR-E463 and whether he should change to a Korg EK50. No, you should not. They are pretty much about the same level. You know, there may be some features that's found on the EK50 that's not on the E463. For example, EK50 allows you to layer up to 3 voices on the right hand, whereas the E463 only allows you to layer up to 2 voices on the right hand. However, the PSR-E463 compensates for it by having those live control knobs, which can be very useful for you to edit your sounds and your styles and applying different effects on the fly, which is something you cannot find on the EK50. Giancarlo Carberto asked whether he should go for the PSR-S975 or the Modi X7. The thing is that they are completely different kinds of keyboards altogether. So the PSR-S975 would be a lot more suitable if you're trying to play as a one-man band, if you want to plug in a microphone and sing with its built-in vocal harmonizer, the vocoder. And it's not the best if you're trying to do music production. If you are talking about music production and sound shaping, sound synthesis, the Modi X is a lot more suitable as there is a lot better DAW integration with the Modi X compared to the PSR-S975. So they are totally two different kinds of keyboard and you want to be very sure what you are intending to do. Next, Shelton Samuel asks if there's a big difference in the PSR-S775 and the PSR-S975. Do they sound the same or is it more worth it to go for the more expensive keyboard? At the same time, Adrian says that he is an amateur and if there's a big difference between the PSR-S775 and the PSR-S975, his previous keyboard is the Casio CT-X9000IN. One thing for sure, Adrian, is that the PSR-S series will be a massive upgrade from your CT-K745. Now, the next thing is whether is the difference in price for the PSR-S775 and the PSR-975 worth the money? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. Do you use a lot of samples? If you intend to load a lot of samples from third-party sources, then of course the PSR-S975 has more memory capacity for you to load the samples and will be more suitable. The other thing you want to ask yourself is whether will you need the vocal harmonizer function. If you need the vocal harmonizer function, you're going to sing along and you want backup singers to sing along with you, then that is a function you can find on the PSR-S975. If you don't, then really just save the money and go for a PSR-S775. Especially if you're just an amateur. No one's paying you to play professionally, or you're not performing on the streets in events, then PSR-S775 really is more than adequate. In fact, you can just buy the PSR-S775 and download the PSR-S975 styles, the additional styles into the S775. If you are an amateur, you would not be needing a lot of the super articulation voices that is found on the PSR-S975 as well. So the PSR-S975 has more super articulation voices, and if you are amateur, I don't think you would have the skill or the muscles in your fingers to actually retrieve all the nuance of the super articulation voices. Next, Gunawan Yahoo asks, out of the 3 keyboards, he has shortlisted the Casio CT-X700, the Casio CT-K3500, and the Yamaha E263. Which do I recommend from these 3 keyboards? And the price is not that much difference in this country. I would recommend the Casio CT-X700. Okay, let's talk about the 3 keyboards. Out of the 3 keyboards, I will not recommend the E263 in this list because it does not have touch-sensitive keys. And the CT-K3500 and the Casio CT-X700 both have touch-sensitive keys, but the Casio CT-K3500 doesn't allow you to save registration memory, which the Casio CT-X700 does. In addition, the CT-X700 has the updated AIX sound chip, which definitely makes the sounds a lot better, and the styles that's in there is a lot more upgraded and sounds more contemporary as well. The CT-K has the older, more mechanical, robotic sounding rhythm, and the sounds are just not very good. The speakers also don't sound very good, and frankly, the build quality of the CTK 3500 and below just doesn't impress me. There's quite a bit of difference in the build quality between the Casio CT-X9000 and the Casio CTK 3500. So out of these three, please go for the Casio CT-X9000, and I'm pretty sure you will not regret this choice. Next, Hamad Taha asks if the PSR-E463 is it a good keyboard? It is not too bad a keyboard. I mean, it's built pretty well built. The sounds are decent. The styles in there are the typical Yamaha style, so you won't go very wrong. But the biggest flaw in this keyboard, the PSR-E463, is that it does not have touch sensitive keys. So I do not recommend for learners or for really anyone who's playing the keyboard. This is already 2019, and any keyboard which doesn't have touch sensitive keys are really just toys. So if you want a keyboard you can learn properly on, make sure you get something with touch sensitive keys, and you can check out my other videos where I talk about what makes a good beginner keyboard. Next, Mohammad Tariq asks if the PSR-E463 is good for Indian songs. Nope, Mohammad, I do not recommend the E463 for Indian songs. In fact, for the Indian market, Casio has the Casio CT-X9000IN version, whether the Casio CT-X9000IN, that is better because it has Indian specific sounds. And on the Yamaha side, they have the Yamaha PSR-i455. We have it here in Singapore as well, but it's really sold in very, very few places, and it's really just catered for the Indian market. If you want to play Indian songs, you want to make sure there are Indian specific instruments, Indian specific styles, and basically functions and features that will help you in playing your Indian songs. And the other thing to note are the different scales that you will use in your Indian songs, because the Indian scales may not be the same as the Western equal temperament scales that we use. So I do not recommend the PSR-E463 for Indian songs. Next, John Rez Flores asks if he should go for the CDP S350 or the PXS3000. Okay, I will be having a review of the PXS3000 in the next few weeks. I'm trying to get hold of a unit for review. If you are just playing at home, you are not going to be performing in a live scenario, no one's going to pay you to perform, and you are not going to plug it to a PA system, you don't need the audio outputs, and you don't need like 192 notes of polyphony, I would say that the Casio CDP S350 is frankly more than sufficient. So my recommendation is that if you're playing at home, S350. If you will be playing on the stage, like a stage piano, you want to make sure that you get the Casio PXS3000. That is because it has quality-inch audio output, a lot more notes of polyphony, but it costs more as well. Other than that, save your money. Next, Mark asks if I recommend the Yamaha Pajero MP32. The thing is that MP32 has been out for a little while, and it tries to be a piano, so to speak, but it just has little soft, squishy, semi-weighted keys, which doesn't feel anything like a real piano keys. And it only has like 76 keys. The amplification is not very good as well. I would recommend for pretty much about the same money, just a little bit more, go for the Casio CDP S100. You really want to consider that because that has proper 88 keys, a really good piano sound, good amplification system, good speakers, and the touch, the touch is a lot closer to a piano than the Pajero MP32, and it has got the nice textured simulated ebony feel of the keys, which you don't find on the very plasticky Pajero MP series. So that's my take on it. Go for the Casio CDP S100 versus the MP32 Pajero. Next, Pronam Mandal is from India and he wants to buy a keyboard, and he's trying to choose between the Yamaha PSR-E463, PSR-i455 and the Casio CT-X9000IN. Firstly, if you want to play Indian songs, don't use the PSR-E463, so you have the i455 from Yamaha and the Casio CT-X9000IN. The i455 has been around for quite a number of years and the age is beginning to show. Saving of registration memory is really slow, loading is slow. The sounds are not too bad. I like the fact that it's Indian specific because you turn it on and the default sound is a harmonium, and there are functions that is very specific to playing Indian classical music, and I like that very much. In fact, the build quality of the PSR-i455 is much better than the E463. When you play on the keys, the i455 has a key bed action that is very close to like a Tyros, whereas the E463 keyblade is just soft and squishy and just feels much cheaper. The Casio CT-X9000IN, yes, it has Indian specific sounds, Indian specific rhythm, but it does not have the features for instant Indian song playing, you know, unlike the PSR-i455. However, the Casio CT-X9000IN is a lot more updated, sounds much better as well because of the new AIX sound chip, and the styles and the rhythm in there is a lot more contemporary and updated. So I would recommend either the 455 or the Casio CT-X9000IN, but I am leaning towards the Casio CT-X9000IN. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be heading to Hong Kong this evening, so this is my video before I disappear for a little while because I'm going for a holiday in Hong Kong. And let me know in the comment section if you reach to this part of the video, and you know, let me know that you know that I'm going to Hong Kong. Till the next time, bye bye.